Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review on the new Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. And this is the first product release from Tati Westbrook here on YouTube. I'm sure many of you are already aware and have seen this floating around the internet. There are 1,000,001 reviews on this already, but I wanted to still do mine even though mine's coming out a bit later. I wanted to make the review really special and do 6 looks featuring all the different color stories. You're gonna be seeing looks during this review for Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. I tried to stick to the rose for the looks and I managed to do that except for the Memory look, and you will see just because I wasn't about to go into my crease with a black shadow. So you will see that in my tutorials for all these color stories, which I thought was going to be super helpful while I review this product for you. I did purchase this with my own money. I live in Canada if you're not aware, so this is a Canadian experience because I always like to share shipping, duties, all that kind of stuff with you. If it's an online brand, especially a new brand, I want to discuss those things. And if you just want to see looks, you'll be able to watch them and you can mute the video, put on some music and just watch the looks if you want, but I figured this would help more people out if I actually showed every single shade in use. So this did take quite a while. My eyes are fine, by the way. I did this look today without the pressure of filming it, so if you want to see this look too, I can film that as well. I did want to play around with this without any kind of restriction like I was doing for the video in terms of the color stories, so available upon request. I'm going to talk about shipping, packaging, formulas, my overall experience from the moment I checked out to receiving it. You're going to get all the details here, as well as some suggestions I have in the future because I have played around with every single shade. I have some things that I would maybe like to see in the future. I do have a well-rounded opinion of this palette after using it in its entirety, and I also have a wear test in this video. Hopefully I covered everything to satisfy as many of you as I can for this review. So let's start off with shipping, and I am from Canada if you're not aware, so this is a Canadian experience, and I always talk about duty fees, shipping, because I hate it. For Tati Beauty, she had fantastic shipping. Like, I don't think I've ever been charged this little for shipping from a company, and she's a new brand, so it just blew my mind that the shipping was as reasonable as it was with no duties. So the VAT was included in the shipping cost, and for Canadians it was $6.95 to ship US, which is really reasonable considering most brands charge about 10 plus for Canadian delivery. I have shopped many websites and that's on average. So her shipping cost is very, very reasonable with duty fees covered. You're not going to be dinged at the border, which is awesome. I would 100% shop there again. Please don't change your shipping ever. The only issue that I had with shipping was after processing, which let me get the dates for you. So I ordered on October 25th. I got my shipping notification on October 30th. The processing time, I understood for such a big launch, it wasn't anything to bother me. And it arrived on November 6th, which is a normal window for deliveries to Canada, 7 to 10 business days. It came with UPS, handed it right to my door. I didn't have to go to the post office or anything to pick it up. Literally perfect, except I could not track my order, and I noticed a lot of people on Twitter because I reached out there. They were having similar issue, and our tracking numbers, you couldn't see where it was, but someone posted a link to this global tracking site where you could actually put in your number and see where your palette was. I ended up doing that on November 6th, the day it arrived, so I knew it was out for delivery, which was awesome. A little bit late for me, but you know what? It arrived, and it arrived in a speedy time. I'm just not sure what was going on with the tracking numbers not tracking, but I will leave the link down below in case you're having similar issue, it hasn't arrived yet, or in the future if they happen to not change it. I will put that global tracking link in the description just to help you out for the future. You can track your orders. I was able to, and everyone I sent that link to was able to as well. In terms of pricing, I would consider this a more expensive palette. It is $48 US, which I think is a good price. However, when you add in shipping and the exchange rate For Canadians, it came to $84.24, which I consider to be expensive. It's not Natasha Denona expensive or Pat McGrath expensive, but it is Huda Beauty expensive because I checked to see what other kinds of palettes had similar pricing, and the Huda Beauty palettes had similar pricing except for Mercury Retrograde. That's a couple dollars more. The new nude palette from Huda Beauty is $86. It has various textures, which reminds me of the Tati Beauty. This is a little less than $2 more than the Tati. However, the size, you cannot beat the Tati. You get way more in the Tati Beauty. So it has those kind of various textures, which I found to be quite similar with some of the formulas they had in the palette. And I love the Huda Beauty shadows. I did find the formula of the mattes way better in the Tati Beauty though. And in terms of the blendability and shades in the Tati Beauty, the formulas reminded me a lot of NARS, especially the NARS Wanted palette, which released a little bit ago. They have similar palettes to this that come out, but the mattes especially reminded me of these. They pretty much blend themselves. It was really easy for me to create the looks. The shadows pretty much blend themselves. I had virtually no issue in terms of blending. None. I absolutely love the matte texture row. Do not change the formula. They are perfect in my opinion. Moving on to the sequin row, I felt those were really unique. Some brands do these, but you don't see them that often, especially that many, and just labeled sequin. It was a really unique thing that drew my eye to this palette. And the only thing that I would change about this, because upon looking at it, these two rows look very similar in their depth, which they pretty much are. The sequin just has the added sequins in it, and this is matte, but the depth of them are the same. In the future, I wouldn't mind seeing these different in terms of their depth. Same undertones, just a little bit deeper for one of them would be awesome for me. It would give it more versatility, in my opinion, than having it so similar. Moving on to the metallic row, the only metallic that I felt really needed to have a little bit more punch into it was the shade Ritual. It just seemed a little bit flat. Flat's not the right word, but it's definitely more of a satin than a metallic. I feel like in the metallic row, there are different textures in there. So there's two different types of metallics upon using, and looking at this palette, I feel like some are more metallic and some are more satin, which I do not mind at all. I love the softer look of the metallics. I don't feel like they're as metallic as some of the others. So I do feel like there's a couple different levels of metallic in that row. Onto the glitter row. These are pressed glitters suspended, and these do a fantastic job for a beginner using glitter. However, for anyone in general, I would recommend a glitter glue anytime you're using glitter. I know you can go in with these and just place them on your lid, and they do a very good job at staying. However, they don't do the best job they can. With the glitter glue, you can truly ensure that it's going to stick. Like the Lit Cosmetics glitter glue is what I always recommend. You know that you're gonna have virtually no fallout. I do find a little bit of movement with these pressed suspended glitters. They can transfer on my eyes. I don't have fully hooded eyes. I don't have the biggest lid space. I can have a little bit of transfer up there, and I do notice that with the glitters, it can move around throughout the day. So I would recommend a glitter glue to anyone if you're using glitters. It's just the safest way to use glitter, in my opinion. I wouldn't just rely on the formula. I would definitely invest in a glitter glue. So in the future, I would love to see Tati Beauty come out with her own to just provide for customers in case they wanted to use a glitter glue with their glitters, because I personally always recommend that. I feel like the proof is in the pudding. You can really tell in the tutorials how easy everything is going on. I honestly had no issue with the palette. There's a few personal things that I would like to see different, but truly there's no issue with this palette. The packaging of this is gorgeous. It's weighted. It has a soft touch to it. It will get dirty, as you can see. Mine's not too bad, and I've used it a ton. I wish there was an open jar for expiry on the back of this, and I would love to see Tati put her socials on this as well. I think that would be great, because I actually have had people DM me like, where did you get that palette? Who is this? It was surprising to me that still some people don't know who she is when she's so iconic in the beauty community. So I would just love to see her promote herself because she definitely deserves it. In the future, I would love to see an expedited option for us Canadians. Just selfishly, I would love to be able to get my hands on the palette sooner so I could put up content for my viewers and not be so late, because this is as fast as I could get this video up for you guys. If I was just buying this for myself, which I would have even without YouTube, the $6.95 for shipping with no duties was amazing, and it shipped in a timely manner. So very, very happy with that. I just wanted to say, please don't change it. There was minimal fallout, nothing significant. Compared to other brands, have way more than it, very little fallout. And I just think this palette is so well timed because it screams holiday to me. I know I'm gonna be creating holiday looks with this. It's so aesthetically pleasing to me. I just love everything about this palette, and I feel like this launch was really successful in terms of influencer launches. I always want to see other YouTubers' launches go smoothly. It makes me happy to see people do well. I don't know if it's just me. I love to see people do well, and I feel like Tati did it well with this because she had enough product that it didn't sell out in a minute, 30 seconds, which some launches just sell out right away. I love that she carried enough product. That checkout was smooth. I didn't get kicked off. It wasn't a stressful experience. It was really smooth, and I'm a very happy customer personally. And after being able to use every single shade, I'm very, very happy with my purchase. And I would 100% recommend once she restocks. If you are interested in this palette, it definitely gives 2 big thumbs up from me. I think it's a beautiful palette, definitely worth the money. $84.24 is expensive for us Canadians, but you get so much product in it. It's very well formulated, super easy to use. I would recommend this to a beginner. It is so easy to use. A lot of versatility, great for the everyday person, plus you can amp it up with those glitters. You can tell I'm a fan. I really can't wait for her to come out with more volumes of it. I truly had such a great experience with the palette. I do have a few suggestions for the palette. All in all, I think it's absolutely amazing and definitely recommend. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything that I need to update you on or I forget to mention in this video, which I don't think I will, I feel like I covered everything, then I will put it in the description box for you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching, even though it's a little bit later than everyone else's. I did want to make it as helpful as possible for you guys by including all of the color story looks in here for you. Let me know if you picked up the palette or plan on picking it up in the future. It is a permanent product, part of her brand, and I would 100% repurchase if I ever went through this. This will be the perfect travel palette. It literally has everything I could possibly need. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.